like us?
No, because we were out late last night.
Oh, that's right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Positivity Report. It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday. Do you like that one? Thursday?
Yeah. That's right.
It's a Thursday. Okay. I noticed before the show went live that I can't wear this shirt anymore. This is now going to be a dust rag.
Okay.
Look at this situation. The collar, now just like
Oh,
chest hair
are you
popping out.
in like what that guy in that commercial when she's like.
Yeah.
Mark Riley here said the same thing.
Also, that commercial makes my boyfriend so angry.
Go on.
One, he thinks the girl is so rude. Two, he thinks it's just insane. It's insane. He's like, this is the most unrealistic commercial I've ever seen. And I was so
As opposed to
amused.
all the other ones where a gecko
I was
talks
so
to you.
amused by how triggered he was by that commercial.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he was like, first of all, his collar looks ridiculous. It looks like he literally pulled it like that. I was like, I think that's the point.
That's
like, it's
the
supposed to
point.
be corny.
Yeah.
And he goes, but the worst part about it is that girl, she's such a bitch. Who would want to date her anyways? And I was like, no, you're 100% right. She is awful. You would never say that to somebody on a first date. But I think it's the way she says, like, you look comfortable. Like, she's so snooty.
Smarmy.
Yeah.
I can see Nils's reaction to this. I mean, listen, Amanda, every time I walk out in the morning, she's like, or you look cute.
That's
like it's
funny.
it's a thing.
Mills never notices things, you know?
Yeah.
Last Thursday, I had that really dark lipstick on, remember? And like I got home, it's like 4:00 now. And he's like, wow, your makeup looks good. And I was like, what? I've been home like now since like, what time did we get done doing this show? So it's like 10:45 after I got his coffee. And it was like 5. I was like, thanks. I mean, had it on all day. He's like, you've been wearing this makeup all day? And I was like, yeah, I did the show this morning. He's like, you had that lipstick on? I was like, dude, we've had like 14 conversations. It was like the first time I'd worn that lipstick. So if anything, he would have noticed. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, I didn't see.
As people, well, I mean, as if you're watching, gentlemen, notice your ladies, okay? Just give them a little quick notice. Say, hey, you look amazing today. I like that. Just notice things because I am guilty of it. Is this? Yeah.
Guys don't notice little things.
We don't.
Especially makeup things.
No.
Like,
And
oh, you look the same.
hair's tough.
Hair's well, my hair is way easier because once I do something different to my hair, it's jarring because it's either curly or a little bit, you know. But I think makeup is really hard for Nils. Like he does not understand.
You know what else is really hard for Nils? Arm wrestling.
That's right.
Okay, so apparently he has been wearing a brace since you were arm wrestling.
Yeah, but he got really mad because he seems to think that I did not kick his ass, and that's why he's hurt. I was like, I'm sorry. How did I not kick your ass?
Let me see if the math on that one does
and
not
he's like,
check
you
out.
did not kick my ass because I got your arm down. I was like, I was sitting down cross-legged over the coffee table. You were literally first on your knees and then on your 2 feet with your whole body using both hands, which is an automatic disqualification.
That's auto disqual.
And he was like, yeah, but you still didn't kick my ass. I'm like, all right, so in fake Nils's arm wrestling world, you won. I have rules and no rules apply to you. But yeah, no, I feel bad because it's a whole week later. And when I left this morning, he was asleep. He was up like so late working. And I kept hearing him go like, ooh, because he like types a lot. And then this morning I left and I looked at him.
Ooh.
And he had that brace on. And I was like, damn.
Oh, man. You did damage. I will
One
say.
casualty in the Sinead's arm wrestling tour of
two
2021.
Two casualties.
No,
One.
At least you didn't get hurt.
I didn't
you
get
should
hurt.
really stop arm wrestling because you have carpal tunnel.
I do my hand thingies. First of all, I'm not like in an arm wrestling league. It was one time arm wrestling you, which, by the way, would have been an amazing Friends episode. Like Chandler arm wrestles Phoebe for like something. I think that would have been a good Friends episode, which we will get into later in the program. Because
Chandler arm wrestles Ross, remember, during the Halloween episode.
That is very true.
When Ross is Sputnik and he's that pink bunny.
Yes.
And they sit there.
Trying to impress that girl.
And then they're like, oh, Chandler's doing a sex face. And then it pans over to Chandler and he's like,
Is he with Monica? And is that when Ross is with Mona?
Mona.
Yeah,
That's
Bonnie
like,
Somerville.
and no one knows. They think that he's like a piece of poop for Halloween.
Yeah.
And then Mona walks in and he's like, and she goes, oh, you're Sputnik. And Chandler goes, marry her. It's like nobody else knew. It's a good episode.
It's good Bonnie Somerville stuff. Sinead went to the Friends reunion yesterday at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Posted an amazing family picture. You know, I was talking to Amanda about it the other day because Amanda posted this very cute video of Rosie cooing and cawing because she's like very cooey now, where we just go like, oh, and she's like, oh,
Yeah.
like she kind of responds
I love
to
those noises.
Oh my God, it's absolutely amazing. We've got this little kitchen chair now, like that I set up on the counter while I'm doing stuff in the morning, and she sits there and watches it. Means she can like grab at stuff now, and like I'll hear just like, oh, and I'll like look at her and she's like, oh, like
That's
it's
so cute.
it's very, very cute. But so Amanda posted this thing, and I like kept just I'd scroll by it again and like hit the like again on Instagram, because I mean I feel like if you like a photo, Instagram should count the amount of times you like it, because I liked your family photo yesterday like 13 times. I was like, this is really good.
You sure you're not just really tired?
Maybe, yeah, it might be the thing. Speaking of time, did you just cut to the Mark Riley cam?
Why would you do that? I'm
My
currently
fingers.
texting with Ken Knapsack, taking care of some business.
Some
but
business.
What was it about that?
'Cause your head
that
was down.
so.
From this angle,
be
I can
honest.
see that he's working.
He is working. He's got all of his foods and his drinks and his laptop. He's typing away. We're working on a very serious project. Not serious. It's a very fun idea that we've got in the
I'm
mix.
telling Ken right now.
Yes,
I'm saying some things
it's
about
a very good idea.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, my finger slipped on the mouse.
It did kind of seem
Couldn't-
like an accident because it's really quick.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe they didn't notice.
It didn't slip when
tell
you
you
announced
what.
me earlier, and I just waved at the camera, and nothing changed over. I was like, oh, didn't even change over there.
I'll tell you what, this show brings me a lot of joy. every
It does
month.
too. Me
Because
too.
yesterday was very silly. I know today is going to be very silly because it's Thursday. You guys, if you want to be a part of this channel and everything, you can go to the gpa.fun. You join the Bucket Club. We're working on all kinds of things on the website. We had a stream of Palooza on Friday, which Sinead did not show up to, but that's fine.
I was working. It was a really, really, really long ass day.
On Friday?
Yeah.
You okay?
And no, the commutes have gotten back to normal.
I know, it's the worst.
And on Friday was the worst one so far. It took me almost 2 hours to drive home. And at that point, you're just like, why am I here on this earth?
Pull over
it's
the
just,
car, light it on fire.
It's
and just start walking.
horrible. Like you do find your adrenaline's going, obviously, if you're filming it, especially if you do what I do, which is like
Right.
for like 12 hours straight.
Was that the videos I saw that were hilarious of you judging people's outfits? Because I thought Billboard.
No,
Music
I did
Awards?
that. I did that on Sunday at home.
Oh, that was good. It was very funny.
Thank you.
I really like that. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
very
Nils
good.
was like, why don't you do that all the time? And he was like, were you just writing those on the fly? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you should do that all the time. And I was
Agreed.
I don't know if I can do that all the time. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about doing it with like trailers, just because it's so easy to do that with trailers. Just do a screenshot. I'm going to show you something. It's top secret though.
Oh,
this
wait.
is
Ready for throwing Sinead Thursday. Like shade? Sinead throwing some Sinead on Nils for being a weakling in his arm wrestling match.
Yeah, sorry, babe. If you end up watching this one, which all of a sudden now I feel like he has to watch them to make sure I don't talk shit about him. This is top secret, but I will eventually show this picture. But
Throwing some Sinead.
This is what I did this week.
When does that go up?
That will go up the week
Is that Friday?
the week that Black Widow comes out because of hint hint.
Guys, we're talking about throwing some friggin'
That's
teasers.
epic, right?
What's
Isn't
that?
that epic?
It's epic.
Yeah.
When does Black Widow come out?
It comes out in
Ikaika?
July.
July
Yeah.
6th.
Oh, okay.
So it'll go out the first week of July.
Is
And
that the next one?
yeah.
That's the next one.
The Marvel, yes. Well, Loki comes out next week.
Oh, it does?
The week after.
The
yeah.
Marvel. The Marvel.
Well, Captain Kick-Ass over here doing his thing, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like
Isn't that cool?
Carvel's ice cream. It's really cool. It's really
Yes.
cool.
So obviously work's gotten a little bit crazy because just a lot of makeup and stuff like that. So it's just the commutes are so bad. So on Friday I got home and I got out of the car after driving for 2
Angry.
hours and I was like, no, I'm not going there. And also I'm walking inside my house and nobody better talk to me.
But if you notice, I didn't text you anything about it. I didn't be like, Shay, are you coming? I didn't say
that was
anything.
nice of you.
Yeah, because I knew. I was like, listen, if you want to
But
come,
you never
can.
badger me ever.
No, I
Ever.
don't think so.
Never.
Yeah. Ikaika Shavi, the Hawaiian Hunt. Prince of the
You
Islands,
know
the
what you
Hawaiian
missed?
What?
Josh Shore.
Did you hurt yourself? That's all you did?
Hunt. Oh, no.
Who waxed your back? All right, next time I need to come
the
and
Hawaiian
fix the
I don't. There
spots.
were
I was
no-
going to fix it, but he tapped out.
Does that hurt?
Yeah.
You're going to have to even it out, dude.
There's not going to be a second time. Amanda might just shave the rest of it.
Yeah, or just don't even shave it. Don't shave it, because that's good itch.
I've shaved it before. Not shave it with a razor, just like a buzzer.
Yeah. Or I was going to say, did you hear my stomach? Or you should get that Nair shower power. It smells like butthole. But you just put it on your back, shower power, you just let it sit there for like 2 minutes and you let it rinse right off.
Okay, I'll be honest. It's like vodka and orange juice, salmon, cooked salmon, and Nair. It's a gag reflex. A guy will puke.
But they have a shower power that doesn't have that smell.
It doesn't?
I mean,
sure?
slight. Is it the sulfur smell that you can't stand?
Yeah, like it's
That's
the
how
smell
Nils
of my
is.
skin being...
Dude, Nils can't smell anything, but I have this one acne medication that has sulfur in it. You just put a little dot on your thing. And he'll
Amanda
be like...
has that same one.
He'll be like... Yeah, is it like pink?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the one everybody has.
Yeah.
He's like... Babe. And I'm like, what? And he's like, do you smell eggs? And I'm like, it's the tiniest little dot that I put on with a Q-tip onto this one pimple. And he's like, that smells so bad. You smell like farts. And I'm like, all right.
I think we should rename it Poor Nils.
It's insane. What is up with guys in that sulfur smell? Like, it doesn't.
No
I
matches?
don't get it.
No matches?
What do you mean?
Like he can't light a match? Because that's sulfur.
He can light a match, but he doesn't. I don't know if I've ever seen him light a match.
How about egg farts? But
no, I think it's that specific chemically sulfur smell. It's not like
hard-boiled eggs.
No,
Okay.
it's not. It's not like an egg smell. It's
Okay.
like, you know how sulfur definitely smells like eggs, but it smells like almost like the inside. It usually comes from like pipes and stuff. It's like this metallic-y egg smell.
I get it. No, I get it.
It doesn't smell great. I'm not over here like, like it smells delicious. It smells delicious. It smells disgusting.
You put it on your zit and then you put it in your mouth. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just like sit there. I'm like, yeah, but it's just I've never seen someone. I have a thing about like all smells, you know. I'm like, that's disgusting. Get that out of here. But the sulfur smell, I'm just like, yeah, it's gross. It's just weird. I think it's a guy thing, to be honest.
It might be. Trey T does come in with a nice controversy here. Nils does notice things, Sinead.
That is true. That is true. He'll be really happy you said that too.
Yeah,
He'll be like,
yeah.
see, babe, I noticed when you smell like poop.
Dustin Soul says, I have family that lives in Illinois and their tap water smells like sulfur.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not good.
That's something that happens
Is it from
in
the lake?
Pasadena a lot.
Yeah. In my old apartment, it used to smell like sulfur
Yeah,
every now and then.
and they would just be like, it's fine.
It's fine.
But you'd be brushing your teeth.
Yeah, get that smell.
You'd probably throw up immediately if you have a gag reflex.
No, it's not so much like I don't know what it is about the Nair, but it's like, you know, when you...
Yeah, it's not exactly sulfury.
No.
It is a little bit sulfury, though. But it's
it-
almost like... I can't even explain what that smell is.
You know what else gives me a gag reflex? And like the chills and biting into a popsicle.
The F?
Like a bite into a popsicle. Like a...
Why?
Actual... I heard of the teeth. Like...
Is it because you get, like, sensitive?
Yeah, but it's also like, I'm getting it. I'm like, I can feel it. you know,
Okay, stop talking about it.
I can't
Jesus
stop.
Christ. I'm a metaphobic over here. If you start gagging next to me... No, that's insane. I don't have things like that.
My goodness. All right, I'm going to stop talking about it. If you guys want to support the show, you can go to, you can Streamlab, streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa.
So you don't eat popsicles then?
No. You can eat.
That's insane.
Come on, Sinead. Streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa. You can super chat, you can supercharge, you can super chat those stickers. They're kind of cute. And help support the show. Right now, we're donating to the Battle Buddy Foundation. A portion of all proceeds raised go to the Battle Buddy Foundation. Next Wednesday, the Battle Buddy Foundation going to be in the house for the main show. Wednesday night, 4 p.m. Pacific. Atlas the Wonder Dog is coming, as well as Archer and some of the trainers, and Kenny Bass and Chrissy Faulkner from the Battle Buddy Foundation.
All right, one more thing about popsicles.
Talk to me.
You have a kid. You're going to have to get over your popsicle thing real quick.
I don't mind like creamsicles or like a ice cream pop.
It's the ice. It's the ice.
It's the
pops.
ice.
Yeah, you have a kid.
Like that popsicle brand.
Yeah, you have a kid.
Like
That's
Otter
over.
Pops?
Otter Pops aren't bad because they're less. It's
Dude,
just
trust me, I never really ate stuff like that. I love ice cream, and as a kid, I liked popsicles, obviously, but it's not like I always had it in the house. Now it's like you got those full 100% fruit ones, and it's like the best thing ever. Harrison thinks he's getting dessert, and I'm giving him 100% fruit. And they have now fruit and vegetable ones,
oh.
and it's good. Like
like a
summer
kale
in LA.
smoothie.
What are you going to do every time your kid gets hot? You got to give him a popsicle.
I'll give him a popsicle, and then I'll have Amanda stand outside.
And you'll like go wait in the room. That's funny.
Oh man, yeah. So give us like the setup, the Friends reunion. I want to hear all about this. Did you see Roxy? I think she was there too.
I did not see Roxy. Okay. But everyone had masks on until you had like this little pod area. Okay. So everyone had like designated pods. So there is like a PR company type thing that will randomly send out invites.
Sure.
And I rarely ever say yes or whatever, just because it's a lot with a kid and all that kind of stuff. And with events or screenings and things like that, you want to have somebody to go with. And then if it's me and Nils, then we got to find someone with the kids, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I got this one that was like specific to the Friends one. And I got it like literally on, Saturday or Sunday. It was like right before. It was like, hey, Sinead, there's this event coming up. We thought you'd be interested in it. And
we thought.
Like, yeah. And so then I clicked on it, and I was like, what? So then obviously I signed up, and then maybe it was last week that happened. And then I didn't even get any sort of confirmation until Sunday night or Monday even maybe. No, I think it was Sunday.
Tension's palpable.
Yeah, Sunday night at like 11 o'clock.
Yes.
They emailed me, and they're like, hey, we'd love to confirm you. And they said I could bring 5 people.
5?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, no, up to the 6 guests, I think. Me and 6 guests.
That's a huge number. Is it because there were 6 friends?
Maybe. That would be actually really smart.
Right?
Subtle flex
of
their friends' knowledge. So I was like shaking as I went to go text my parents because like it's very rare that 1, I get to take them places, and 2, that I'm like that excited to take them places.
I know, right? Yeah.
But I texted my mom and my dad.
Were they Friends fans?
Huge.
That's amazing.
Huge.
Yeah. It was such a family show. Like our family watched it together too.
I wrote on my caption too that like that was the show that introduced us really to like what American culture was because we were so foreign. We started when we moved here January of '99. So
oh wow.
When did Friends end? 2001.
2003.
2003.
No.
Really?
No. That's wrong. 2004, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, because
dang, that's crazy.
I was in college, showing my age there. I was in college, and I remember like our entire fraternity and an entire sorority got together to watch the Friends finale on like, a projector screen.
Yeah,
There was like 100 people.
That would make a lot more sense then because I think it was the thing we started watching right away because it was like I still remember in Chicago it came on WGN.
May
wow, that's
6th,
insane.
2004.
Yeah, so came on Channel 9, and so like I remember that it was like the thing that we did.
Yes.
But it was like 99. I mean, talk about foreign, dude. We were so foreign, and we had like nobody.
What was like your biggest culture shock when you got here? Do you remember? I mean, because you were what 7?
Yeah, and I think South Africa's a lot like different now than it was back then too. Because obviously with social media changed, I think, the idea of like being so culturally different.
Yep.
You know, or like behind the times. But the times is defined by what America says the times is, you know? If that makes sense. Like America kind of sets the bar in terms of how culture, pop culture, things like that move.
Since like the 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, since the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles are British, but like they came over here, and then that was the thing. It was like, if you don't get to America as a rock band, you didn't make
Something
it.
gets popular in any other country, it becomes a billion times popular once it hits America.
Yeah.
For example, like K-pop. Like BTS.
Yeah, K-pop
like
has
that.
been huge, obviously, in Korea. It comes over here. BTS is on every talk show of all time.
And like now, BTS was in the Friends reunion.
Okay.
Like they are on every single thing at all times. Not saying that that's not what happens in Korea, because obviously I know BTS is huge, but I remember interviewing them the day after they won their first Billboard, and I was told, we don't have time for this interview. And I told my producer, I was like, do you know who this is? And they were like, we have to do this Bachelor after show. No hate to The Bachelor. I love The Bachelor. Yeah. And I was like, I think that we should prioritize BTS over this Bachelor show. And they were like, we can't. We don't have a studio. And I was like, how about I call their person and see what they say? Because at this point, I knew that they were huge because I'd watched the reaction online on Twitter after Billboard. And they when I like met them, finally their PR person said, "Why don't you just come to our hotel room?" Can you imagine me just being invited to BTS's hotel room now?
Oh my God.
This is just a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say like 2018 probably, right? Yeah.
And so she was like, "Why don't you just come to a hotel room?" And I was like, "Awesome, this is going to be great." And I go to their hotel room, I'm sitting and I'm talking to them, and they have no idea how famous they are. Like, they don't realize. And I just remember looking at them and being like, God, I hope that I can like see a little bit of like what they're gonna do when they realize that by performing Last Night in America and having them go viral, because people that have loved them for forever in America have talked about it finally.
Yep.
And I was like, your lives, if you thought your lives were changed before, your lives are like forever changed, because now every time they step onto American soil, it's insane. They're on everything.
They come off the plane, they're mobbed, like back when you could mob planes.
Yeah. But one of the guys from BTS, because obviously most of them speak Korean, there's one of them that speaks like fluent English.
Okay.
And at the time I interviewed, he really was the only one that could speak any English. Some of them have like things that they can say here or there or a bigger understanding, but he really spoke for the majority of the group.
Okay.
He said Friends was what taught him English.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, that's so funny, because a lot of this American accent that I taught myself and whatever was based on shows like Friends, because you could hear the way different people said different things and whatever. But yeah, it made us feel like we could understand American culture because we were just so foreign. But I think the biggest thing was like just being like, nobody was behind the times here. And all the kids were a lot more grown up in a way.
Oh, wow.
But not in a mature way, Like, people in South Africa are very mature.
Okay.
Like, very mature. And kids
in a
are
sense
given
of
the way they think about things.
Okay.
Like, my friends, like, didn't really think about, like, life and death and things like that, I noticed. But I also grew up in the burbs of Illinois where, like, life is perfect. It's like they just didn't think about things, or, like...
A lot of suburbs can tend to bubble you very easily.
Or, like, their parents were, they grew up in a perfectly safe place where they've never had to lock their doors and things like that. So it's you have a different understanding of, like, what's out there. And you grow up in South Africa, you realize... There's a lot of shit out there. Yeah. And, you have, like, scary moments, like, by the time you're, like, 4 or 5 years old, like, we got broken into. Our dog was stolen, like, things like that. Yeah, our first dog was stolen.
What?
Yeah, I've never personally had a dog since, because the heartbreak was so legit. But, like, things like that happened to me, and I have vivid memories, and I was 4 or 5 years old, and... I mean, like, that changes you as a kid, because then you come and then everyone's just like, they don't really understand that, like, bad things can happen.
Right. I mean, there's people in the chat being like, Friends sucks because it didn't have black people in it. I get the representation.
Yeah, it sucks.
I get it.
It does suck. It sucks, especially for me as a person.
Yeah, I mean,
from South Africa.
What was that like as far as kind of like representation goes in a show? I mean, listen, I think that somebody brought up Living Single, which Drew brought up when we were talking about Friends as well.
Yeah.
And Living Single, I watch both shows. I watch a lot of TV. I'm much to my parents' chagrin. Living Single was fantastic. Like, that was also a very, very good show. Friends dominated the airwaves in a sense because it's hard to explain how network television and commercial and all that kind of stuff works. Mm-hmm. But, unfortunately, that black population is a minority. And so it didn't have the audience that Friends had.
And that, I mean, it is unfortunate. You're right, though, because I believe that show, they kind of talked about it in the reunion a little bit. They talked about how they crafted that show. And it was David Crane and Marta Kaufman. They lived with a group of people in New York, and they based it off of their friend group. And, like, even Chandler's named after one of their friends. And they say that in the reunion special and things like that. Yeah. So I don't believe that they, like, stole an idea or anything, but I do believe that they dominated the network because it was a white show. Right. And that sucks, of course. Yes, you're right. I don't think the show sucks. Yeah. I think the situation and the fact that we did not have better representation, especially back then. Mm-hmm. But I also appreciate a lot of what they did for the LGBTQ community. Totally. And that there is a lot of other things that they touched on in that show that was different,
Totally.
Like, even Phoebe, yes, she made fun of it a lot, but her mother died of a suicide. And, like, things like that were never put into normal perspectives, you know? It was like, a suicide was always something so horrific, as it is, obviously, but in a way that like people could talk about it and like be like, oh yeah, this thing happened to me. And from the very beginning, you're introduced to Ross's lesbian wife.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of things that show did touch on, but yes, I think that it sucks, obviously, but I don't think the show sucks. I think it sucks even more that the show doesn't suck because if it would have had representation in terms of race, it would have been, to me, like an even more perfect show.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the hard part is that you can't hate on something that is past. Like nobody did anything on purpose, right? I guarantee you that Black people auditioned for these roles and didn't get them, and unfortunately, that's the situation that was back then. Mm-hmm. And I think that because what you guys have to realize is that working in Hollywood is still 20 years behind times.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, like if not more. Right?
Yeah, as proven by like things that come out every single week.
Yes,
like it is.
It's staggering.
It is insane. It's actually insane.
Because and especially network television still has to appease middle America advertisers. It's not the people of middle America.
Yeah.
It is. But the advertisers that pay the salaries of everybody that works at a network has to appease advertisers in middle America. And unfortunately, those advertisers can't get past certain things.
Yeah. And it is sad because, yes, there are plenty of networks and people in this business that care way more about their advertisers and their money than representing people and their audience.
Correct.
That's just the reality. But that's like, I can guarantee you, that is the majority of television shows that are on TV. And it's important that we continue to talk about it because it's true. Mm-hmm. But it's also what is sad is like this is not something new. Mm-hmm. Yes, when did Friends premiere in the 90s?
Yep.
It's 2021. I understand that upsets people, but like there were a lot of effed up stuff going on in movies and TV. So the most important thing we can do is to talk about it so that it doesn't continue because it's still continuing. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, look at the HFPA. Like,
yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How long has that been on, like, a thing? How long have the Globes been a thing? Like, 79?
They gave Woody Allen a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Right.
The man's a pedophile.
Yeah. So it's just, like, things are changing. Yeah. Yes, it's just really slow. So, I mean, you're not wrong for talking about it. I'm glad that you are. I'd rather you be outraged by it than not care. So,
Agreed.
I appreciate it.
Kingsport Cal throws in a supercharge. Thank you, Kingsport Cal. What up, Macuga? Sinead is still beautiful even if she's dressed in a blanket. Burn.
That's tight.
Living single was my shit. Friends didn't suck. It was unrelatable to me. I get it. I think that's the perfect way of saying it. Yeah. I think, and again, living single wasn't super relatable to me as a white man, but I still enjoyed the shit out of it. One of my favorite shows all time is Martin. Okay, because I love Martin Lawrence. Came out around the same time as Living Single. Also, you had a different world. There wasn't. Here's the thing: there wasn't enough Black programming because there wasn't enough channels. And now that we have all of these channels, we're able to do more Black programming, which I think is very, very important because everybody deserves representation. Asian, Indian. We have a multicultural country for a reason. We are a melting pot for a reason, so that people can see themselves represented in shows, in entertainment, because it's very important. Gay, lesbian community as well. All of these programs that come out. Yes, maybe some of them I look at the trailers like, that's not for me. Great. You're allowed to have your opinion. That's why there are 30 million TV shows out there. That's why that things. It just so happens to be that sometimes you write what you know. Okay? What I know is I grew up in a white suburb outside of Pittsburgh, okay? That's pretty much what Marta Kaufman and David Crane knew. They wrote because they lived in New York with a bunch of other white people. Mm-hmm. Could they have put Black people in there? Absolutely. Would it still have been a sort of a whitewash show? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there are see, I think you're right. I think
there wasn't a black and white relationship until the girl from The
Charlie.
Soup. Wait. What's her name? She was the host of The Soup at the same time.
At the Soup?
Yeah, Talk Soup. She hosted Talk Soup. Crap.
Joel McHale?
No. It went John Henson. It was, first of all, you know who the first host of Talk Soup was?
Wait a second. You're blowing my mind right now. Joel McHale was not the first host of The Soup?
No. The Soup has been around since the early 80s.
What?
The first host of Talk Soup, you ready for this one?
Who?
Greg Kinnear.
What the hell?
Yep, Greg Kinnear. Because we did the Talk Soup 30-year anniversary at the bar where I worked, and Greg Kinnear was there. And my friend was like, "Oh man, I love when Greg Kinnear hosted." I was like, "What?" My first host was the guy with the weird spot in his hair. What was that guy's name? Not John Henson. Was it John Henson? It was something John, right? Look up the
That's
list
wild.
of.
Was it always on? What was
Always
it on?
on E. Always on E.
No way.
Yes. Yeah. And E back in the day, like that was when E broadcast Howard Stern simulcast, and that was one of the first, if not the first, simulcast radio show to also get a TV show. What do you got, Mark?
John Henson. You're
John
right.
Henson.
Yeah.
That's
So it was John Henson.
wild.
Then I think it was
Hal Sparks.
Hal Sparks. Thank you. Then it was
Donna D'Errico.
okay. Donnie D'Errico. That's not what I'm. Because Donnie
I don't know, I'm
D'Errico
just
was on
looking at this,
Baywatch. Go ahead the list.
Let's get
Because Charlie in Friends, I forget this actress's name because she's also an Archer now. Very talented actress, very talented stand-up comedian as well.
Wait, is she the one that hosted
Aisha
the-
Tyler.
Yes,
Thank
Aisha
you,
Tyler.
John.
She's also from something else that's huge that I also watched like not that long ago.
I mean, very talented actress. She's been in a
pretty.
ton.
Yeah, so
She
I
gave me
think
a-
that was the first actual relationship
Yes.
with an actual black person.
I know, which is insane.
yeah,
to me.
or not like just a multi-ethnic or a
Right.
racially ambiguous person.
Totally.
It was like Charlie was black.
Right.
But yeah, I think that was the first one, and that was in the way later seasons. But I think you hit the nail on the head. Is like you write what you know. Yes, that is a problem because that if you're writing what you know, then
Mm-hmm.
you are cutting off a huge audience, and not like there is something missing in terms of relatability.
100%.
But I mean, we didn't relate to the Friends cast. Like we were South African.
Yes.
And like they do these interviews during the reunion special, and they're talking to people from all around the world. And I definitely think that they're aware of the backlash. And so in terms of race, so they're interviewing people from all around the world, and they kind of stay away from a lot of the white countries. There's a couple, but they stay away from a lot of the white countries, and it's like India and Ghana, and things like that. And so they talk to those people about why they left Friends, and it's like, yes, it's unfortunate, absolutely, but unfortunately for me, it's also my favorite show, you know? So it's like I have to, I love it. I'm always going to love it.
Yeah.
But I can also recognize that there are issues in Hollywood that should continue
Totally.
to be spoken about.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even bring up Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because that show. And that show dealt with a lot of stuff, too. I mean, the famous Will Smith scene when his dad shows up and his dad doesn't want him. I mean, that's why Will Smith is a movie star. That scene right
Family Matters too.
there. Family Matters was incredible.
The Fresh Prince was just
Life-changing.
chef's kiss.
It was
That
amazing.
Such a great show.
I brought it up on the show a couple weeks ago, but I played like a couple holes of golf with Alfonso Ribeiro.
Did you?
Carlton. Yeah, he's an amazing guy, really,
That's
and he's a very good golfer. But that being said, and Kingsport Cal says no black people in New York. Come on, guys, you're right. You're right. The casting of Friends is off.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we can't. If you are a black person and you like Friends, you shouldn't be ashamed of that fact. It's a show that you enjoyed. It's a show. Listen. It's hard. It's very hard because it's hard to ignore the artist when you are dealing with the art sometimes, right? Like I will not listen to Michael Jackson music anymore, and that's my thing. And I understand that people have their opinions. There's still some guy on social media that attacks me weekly, telling me that I know nothing about the Michael Jackson case. Listen, I watched the documentary. It disturbed me to the core.
We should probably never talk about Michael Jackson then.
Yeah. I watched that documentary. It disturbed me to the core. And then so I will never, that's my thing, right? Same as, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, here's what it comes down to. This is the simplest way I can say it, right? It's unfortunate, absolutely unfortunate that there are so many things that have come out about so many things, or like in hindsight, we can all recognize why this is bad or problematic or whatever. You can say that to like 99.9% of things, okay, that we saw, loved, celebrated when we were children. It's very unfortunate. Yes, I get it. But it is a personal choice whether you want to separate your love or adoration for the art or the artist from the circumstances around that, or the creative direction of a show, or things that happened 40 years after that person happened to produce the greatest song in the entire world. Michael Jackson's songs changed my life. Like in South Africa, Michael Jackson was God. He is a huge part of my childhood. There's certain things I will never be able to separate. And it's just doesn't mean I have to sit here and agree and be like, well, he made a really great songs, and I'm like, there's so many things that are so touch and go and so hard to touch in 2021. It's like, especially people in our position are so afraid to say things because my intention is never to offend anybody. Look at me. Like, I am literally a racial mystery. I've been trying to figure it out for 29 years. Yeah. And it's like, for me, it's given me, if anything, just a greater appreciation for diversity. Because after I did 23andMe and I found out I wasn't only South African, but I was from like 12 different countries in Africa alone, and then like really, really Asian as well. It's like, oh, holy crap, there's all these other things, and it's just shows how small the world actually is. And it's given me a bigger appreciation of just like what else I can explore and what else I can like fight for and stand for and relate to and things like that. But that doesn't mean that things that happened 20 years ago that I loved then, I now hate because, you know, I can hate the person if they end up being a piece of shit. Case in point, Kevin Spacey, like some of my favorite movies. Do I like Kevin Spacey? Of course not. Like, there's just different things, but I think it's a personal choice.
Everybody has their personal choices, and you got to respect them. I think that's...
And you have to be respectful.
Respectful. You can't attack people. Like that's where we've gone as a society. As soon as somebody says their opinion, and that isn't your opinion, you attack them.
Yeah, and that's sad.
It's really sad. That we've lost the art of discussion. And that's exactly what is going on.
And you know what?
Here.
Ignorance is a beautiful thing. If somebody is ignorant, that means that they haven't been exposed to the right way. This is how I like to say it. You should never be angry at ignorance, because it's an opportunity for you to teach somebody and open their eyes. If somebody's outright racist, then you have every right to never ever talk to them in your life, which I've made that choice plenty of times. But it's like, ignorance is beautiful. Embrace ignorance. Educate people. Talk to people. Have conversations.
Yep. John Maris says, living in New York, going into Manhattan regularly at the time of the show, we used to knock it for the lack of representation. My friends were a melting pot of all cultures and ethnicities. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about growing up or living in cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, things like that, is the exposure to other cultures. I think it's hardest because
New York, like in New York, that's really tough to get to sell, you know? Absolutely. Like, I mean, come on. New York was so diverse in comparison to, like, so many cities in this country. New York was extremely diverse.
Langley M. Neely says, black people have been represented well on TV for a long time. ? You may want to rethink that. They have. We're not saying that they haven't been represented. I'm saying in this particular thing, and a lot of gigantic shows, they weren't represented. They were all white casts.
I don't think that's. I don't think she's understanding what you're saying. He's understanding what I think the issue is. It's not that we're saying there isn't representation. We're saying that, realistically speaking, does it make sense to have 6 cast members who have multiple boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, bosses, coworkers, and you can honestly look back and say 99% of the time those people were white when living in a city like New York City.
Correct.
It just does not make sense. It's like saying that's like doing a show based in LA and there are no Asian people on the show, or there's no Armenian people on the show.
No Mexican people.
No Mexican people on the show. It's like doing a show in Chicago and there's no black people or no Puerto Rican people. Like if you walk outside for 5 minutes in the city that you live in and you tell me that all you can see are white people, then that maybe your show about that town, that show about that town would make a lot more sense, but not in New York City.
Juan Hunter says, somebody talked to the moderator for muting people on their opinions. Some of these opinions they're not right. And they're wrong in here. So watch what you say. You will be muted. We're not muting opinions. We're muting things that are terribly said.
Yes. Listen, I will mute you. I will do it when you're trying to push and push and push and make your opinion known in a way that's like poking and prodding. That's not the way. You can drop your opinion in. Be respectful, please. That's all.
Yep. We were talking about the Friends reunion, and we got into a very serious conversation.
These conversations are important, and I hate to say it, but especially in our community. We are a very passionate group of people. We have loves for things, and that transfers and continues into all aspects of life, which we've noticed. And as a woman that started doing guy things, movies and TV and comic book stuff, and then as a brown woman I've seen it a billion times.
Yeah.
Some of the worst things that's ever been said to me was while I was working at Collider. So it's just it's unfortunate because our community is so beautiful.
By
but
people in the chat?
what?
Or people that worked there? Or both?
By people in the chat, in the
Okay,
comments,
okay.
by audience members, things like that.
Mhm.
And it's like one of those things that's like, we are so passionate in our community. I love the geek space so much, more
Sure.
than any other space at all. But it's also the space that makes me the saddest because that passion and that fire I've noticed is just in a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have an opinion, it comes out the wrong way. Listen, like,
I didn't like Aquaman, and somebody has attacked me online for years because I, said I didn't like Aquaman.
we know people who've gotten death threats over opinions.
Yes,
Like,
correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just one of those things. I've gotten death threats over opinions of things.
It's bonkers.
So it's just like, be passionate, be fiery, yes, but like, be human.
Yeah. Well said, Sinead. Langley and Neely, I do have to apologize. He said, I was agreeing with you guys. Someone said black people were represented well. I was disagreeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, okay. Thank you. And that's my bad. I think I just read that incorrectly. So, yeah. So, the Friends reunion. What was the actual, like, because did they interview the cast and everything?
No, it was like a digital reunion.
Okay.
So they were filming it for Twitter. So they had like a couple hosts, hosts and things like that. They played a bunch of games.
How were you not the host of that?
What?
How were you not the host of that?
The host was Maddie Ziegler from Dance Moms.
Okay.
And then they were like Friends super fans that also are like celebrities or, things like that. So they had a couple of people like come in, just random people, but like people that were recognizable.
Okay.
That like did little fun game segments, and then they had food and drinks and things like that, concessions.
So you didn't get
everything.
to see the whole special, right?
We did.
Oh, you did?
We watched the whole special, yes.
And?
It's fantastic.
Okay.
I cried like 47 times. Literally, like 30 seconds in, Kelly's like, I'm crying. I was like, me too.
Oh, man.
No, it was good. It was really, really nice.
When does it go?
It's up. It dropped at midnight.
Oh, so it's on right now.
Yeah, I love how HBO was like, you guys are getting a special advanced screening. We don't want you to talk about it. It's like once it got out at 10 o'clock, it came out 2 hours later. I was like, whoa, you're embargo. Don't get me wrong. HBO, I love you. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
no
sorry.
doubt.
Thank
Yes.
you for inviting me last night. Please invite me to more
Yeah,
things.
please. We love HBO Max.
But
HBO Max has been
also-
crushing it. By the way, Hacks on HBO Max.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's very good.
I just binged it.
It's really
It's
good.
hysterical.
Yeah, it's
it's
Are
a
really
you
great,
caught
great,
up
great.
on Mare of Easttown?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay, so
God.
Amanda wanted me to talk to you about Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk about it.
Thank you again for everybody in chat. I do want to read this one comment from our girl Jessie Roach. One of my favorite anecdotes about opinions. We can disagree and still be friends. Yes, about pizza toppings, favorite TV shows, not racism. That's not an opinion.
Yeah.
That's prejudice.
Yeah,
Well said,
100%.
Jessie.
I love
So,
that.
yes. Okay, so I've watched that episode now. Are you all caught up too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys aren't caught up on
Don't
Mayor of
spoil it.
Easttown, I'm not going to spoil anything.
I I really usually am not passionate about this, but I do want people to watch this
Agreed.
because there's so many twists and turns. It's so fresh that
Very good.
yeah. People need to watch it. I know
Kate
so
Winslet
good.
is just fantastic
Kate
in it.
Winslet's great. Evan Peters is great. Everybody's great.
Yeah.
Everybody's so good. The mom,
Jean Smart, who's in Hacks.
is she?
Yeah.
Nils told me Drew told me yesterday or the other day. She's like, the mom is from Bringing Down the House with,
Yes.
with Steve Martin. And I was like, what?
Jean Smart, legendary actress.
And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, how was that possible? Because I don't feel like that was that long ago. And I feel like she's a lot older now. I was like, well, how old is Steve Martin?
He's old.
And I was like, he's got to be like 70-something at least.
Easy. Yeah.
And she was like, whoa. And I was like, that's...
By the way, Bringing Down the House, 2003. That was 18 years
I
ago.
literally was like, I bet you that movie came out in like 2004.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, that movie is freaking hysterical.
It's amazing.
That
Yeah.
movie is so funny.
Very, very good. Yeah, Jean Smart. It's awesome. Kate Sanderson, wife of Peter Sanderson, played by Steve Martin. And let's see how old Steve Martin is. Let's do the math on this one.
He's got to be like 78 at
He
least.
was born in 1945, so he is 76.
76.
He was
Okay,
born in
all right.
August of 1945, so coming up on his
That's
right?
crazy.
No, he's 75 now. He's coming up on his 76th
76th, right.
birthday. Yeah.
Here we-
That's
We're good at
crazy.
math here. I was
I
told
always
there'd
get
be no
kind of
math.
sad when I realize how old some actors have gotten, you know?
Yeah,
Like they
still
had,
crushing.
I'll go spoil one thing.
Hit
They
it.
had the characters who play Monica and Ross's mom and dad
Yeah.
there. And
Elliot Gould is
yeah,
old.
Elliot Gould. And
Gould. Yeah.
Is it Catherine or Caroline or something?
I don't know who played the mom. She was great in that role.
Do you say Gould or Gold?
It's Elliot Gould.
Gould?
Elliot Gould.
Gould.
Yeah.
Like a ghoul?
Yeah.
But there's no H in it.
No, but there's Gould is Gould.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my mother that. Yeah, so Elliot Gould.
Okay.
I feel like that's still wrong, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I still feel like you're just pronouncing it incorrectly.
Thank you.
They were sold, and then you're just like,
Yeah. I mean, I think Elliot Gould's got to be 90.
no, really?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he was like 60 in the show, right?
Yeah, he was, well into his 60s. I mean, he was an actor in MASH in 1970. He's great in, what do you got, Mark?
82 years old.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How do people? I'm getting really old. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
30
Sinead,
next year.
Sinead,
Jesus.
go after yourself.
My God. My
It actually sucks to like being around you guys because like I
'Cause
can
we're
say
old.
at Clever I can be like I'm gonna be 30 next year and my friends are like, oh damn. Here you guys are like, are you still speaking to us? Like Nils gets really mad too, obviously. Nils
See?
is older
See?
than both of you, isn't he? Like yeah.
I don't know about that.
That was the most genuine response.
What, Ikaika? What?
Michael
you
Kautzer
young-
says, speaking of old people, any word on Ken?
What happened again?
Well, Ken got a second shot on Tuesday. He's great. Last night he texted me. He said he was all better. He'll be
Yeah.
on today. Afternoons comes back, 4:30 Pacific. The afternoon's first episode of the afternoon since Amanda and I had little Rosie.
Aw.
So we're very, very excited. Kingsport Cow. So anyway, I crushed an Applebee's when I was 25. Yeah, okay.
You crushed an Applebee's?
I crushed at Applebee's when I was 25, meaning like the ladies loved him at Applebee's when he was
Dude,
25.
Applebee's just reminds me of Illinois so bad.
Yeah,
the food
Pittsburgh,
was
all of it.
never like that good,
But the
but
bar
it was
scene.
like fine.
Yeah.
Also, some of the craziest like things that have happened in small towns happen at an Applebee's.
Applebee's.
And it's
Stabbings.
it always makes the stories like oh, this guy proposed to his girlfriend, but then the ex-girlfriend came in and then all of a sudden broke a water pitcher over the girl's head. And they're like, it all took place at an Applebee's on
When you're here, your family.
6th
No, that's
and
Olive
Main
Garden.
Street. Like, it's just so funny to me.
What's the Applebee's slogan? Is it like in the neighborhood?
Yes, in the
In
neighborhood.
the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Don't become an Applebee's with your ex-girlfriend. She
I hope
will
they
get a
never
picture
get
to the
rid of.
back of
I hope they never get rid of Applebee's and Outback Steakhouse.
Yes.
because it's ratchet AF, and I'm here for it always.
I don't
you
think
know?
Outback is I don't think they're ratchet. I think they are great family
Go to
restaurants.
Outback like in a real podunk burb, and I promise you will change your mind. It's not necessarily ratchet in like a ratchet type. It's ratchet in
Okay.
the most basic way possible.
Got it.
Fridays is pretty ratchet.
Fridays? I mean, they're Chili's, Fridays, Applebee's, Outback.
all
You're
the
talking
same.
about like great chain restaurants that built this country that have like a little bit of a stabbing vibe sometimes.
Listen, you can come for any of them. Just you still can't come for Chili's.
Yeah.
Chili's is my ride or die. Bottomless chips with ranch. You know I hate ranch sauce.
I hate ranch.
I hate ranch
Hate
sauce.
it.
I will eat that Chili's ranch like
I
I would
can't-
take a bath in that Chili's
That's another
ranch.
gag reflex for me is ranch. Because the
I
first
hate
time I
ranch.
dipped pizza in ranch, I threw up.
Really?
At a Pizza Hut in Pittsburgh. The ailment says, eating good in the neighborhood.
right.
There's Applebee's for you. Listen, all of these are my ride or die. Fridays, I'll stop. Outback, 100%. Chili's, ding. Applebee's, ding. Like all of those, just sign me the F up.
I like
was
Fridays and Chili's, but
Bennigan's in Orlando. It was amazing.
Bennigan's in Chicago is good too. But hey,
They're gone now.
what are you talking about? You think the food at Outback and Applebee's are good? You
Yes.
think the food at Outback is good?
Yes.
The last time I went there, I was pregnant, and I think that also is like even more
Yeah, you
traumatic.
can't judge it on pregnancy food. Can you?
Dude, when you're pregnant, you'd eat like humans. Like you're so hungry. I think that's the easiest time to eat shitty food.
Okay. Well,
I
Amanda
did not
might
eat any
disagree with
humans
you.
when I was pregnant, by
Mark
the
Riley,
way.
what do you got?
Well, I heard this, and I don't know if it can be confirmed with you fine diners out there. Applebee's does not have a grill or something to cook on. They only have microwaves.
Get out of
STFU, that cannot be true.
This is what I've heard.
I am such a stickler for food that's been microwaved. Like, you can tell the difference between.
Let's go to the old internet.
Look this up. That sounds.
I've heard this.
Matt Link does say something very poignant. Chicken enchilada soup at Chili's is everything. You are correct. That chicken enchilada soup
think
is
I've ever had it.
bonkers good.
Do you remember Texas Roadhouse?
Yes.
Oh my god. So did we talk about this before?
No, but I know. Oh, Texas
Do you know
Roadhouse.
that Kelly used to work there? And
What?
I gained like 10 pounds. She brought those bread rolls home every night, and that cinnamon butter that they serve with it.
Yeah.
One of those rolls with cinnamon butter was 500 calories, and that roll is
That's
what
so
this big?
small.
You eat like 4 of them in a setting.
Real quick, we got a supercharge in here from Sheila Toner. I had food poisoning so bad from Applebee's I had to be hospitalized.
Stop.
They gave me antibiotics I'm allergic to and had full-blown anaphylactic shock. Sheila,
this I didn't have that.
I'm so sorry.
But I had to
All
go
right.
to urgent care after Chili's because of some. Yeah. Okay. I found it.
Okay.
Yes.
This was an old manager
Okay.
that spoke, and this is on Pop Sugar,
Okay.
and a lot of the food is microwaved. When someone asked how much of the food at Applebee's is microwaved, the employee responded, "I'll give you an answer. No one will. I'll give you an answer. No one will. The amount of food cooked in microwave is pretty high." He also clarified that most menu items are microwaved just before being served. We prep food in the morning for the day and then heat it up in the microwave for your meal.
That
Yeah, no, man. No, I can't.
Uh-oh.
That is
That's not
rank,
good.
all right?
That's not good.
if you have any connection to the Applebee's Corporation, and you happen to be listening or watching this right now,
I want to know.
that is rank.
That's not
and
good.
you need to do something about that.
Man.
That is disgusting.
It's bad.
This is
We
what I
need to write
heard.
our
and
congressmen and congresswomen.
They've got a lot of things. going on.
Change.org.
Ikaika Shiva, you had something you want to say. Yesterday, Ikaika Shiva sent me a picture of a Cracker Barrel in Camarillo, California, which is about an hour from here.
There's one way closer, isn't there?
Is there?
I think so. It's on the way to the Des.
Oh, so off the 10.
Camarillo.
Okay.
Where's Camarillo?
Camarillo's the 101, just straight north.
No, it's off the 210. You take the 210 east.
Ikaika.
You'll hit a Cracker Barrel soon enough.
I mean, there is that part of like the Pasadena, Rosemont area, like on the 210, where it's just like Chili's, Fridays. You know what I'm talking about? And that like right off the 210, you can see it
Yes.
on the right and left.
Yes, this is definitely farther than that. Maybe it's probably about an hour or two, I guess. And I guess like you guys live on this side, so that's farther for you. But yeah, there is a Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel never disappoints.
Never.
Ever.
Texas Roadhouse getting a lot of love in the chat.
Texas Roadhouse is a bomb.
Langley-
They opened one next door to my house. My sister would open the front door and walk outside because we lived in Illinois at one point. We lived in these townhomes when we still lived in Naperville, and so we lived in these townhomes. And then the lot behind us was just this open field for a long time. And then all of a sudden, they just started building something there, and we were getting ready to leave because we ended up moving to a house in Aurora. But we were getting ready to leave, and we were just like, what is happening back here? And then we just watched it slowly come up, and they opened up that, and then an Oberweis.
Oh.
They opened up an Oberweis, and I think there was like a CVS or something like that.
Yeah,
and
just
then
a nice classic strip
randomly,
mall.
we were like, Texas Roadhouse, what's that? And then it
A
said,
South African family getting Texas Roadhouse.
and then it said now hiring. And then my sister was like, I'm gonna go apply. She comes back, she's like, we had to try the whole menu. We're in trouble. And I was like, what? She's like, it's so good. It's all so good. And I was like, oh no. And I like ran cross country and like all that stuff. And I was like, I would like funnel that cinnamon butter on
Oh my
bread,
God.
which is something that's like sacrilegious also to me. I'm like,
Yes.
if you just put butter on bread, especially if it's fresh baked bread. I don't want to ruin it. I just want butter or nothing. I love bread so much. But when I tasted that sweet cinnamon butter, oh my, life was over. I gained 10 pounds when Kelly worked there. I was like, you got to quit. Like, we can't keep doing this.
Okay. Ikaika Shiva, Prince of the Islands, Aloha Friday. What do you got?
I just want to. What is your thoughts on Cattleman's? I always wanted to go there, but never been there.
What the hell is cattle?
Yeah, Cattleman's? I don't think I've ever been there.
It's like people would say it's like really good, like better than Texas Roadhouse and Crackle Barrel.
Crackle Barrel?
Crackle Barrel.
Where are you from, dude?
He's from Hawaii. He
I
was
know,
born and
I'm
raised in
just
San
joking.
Jose.
They don't have Cracker Barrel in Hawaii? San Jose? No excuse. No excuses.
They don't have one there.
They don't.
They just opened up one in Sacramento, and that was the closest.
Okay, Kingsport Cal, who's been the MVP of the chat today. Congratulations.
him.
We should start handing out MVPs of chats. I think that's a pretty good idea. Put it on the table, Mark. Riley.
I like when people are super engaged, and he's one of those people that's always super engaged.
Okay, so Kingsport Cal says, I used to work for Texas Roadhouse.
See?
8 years of my life, I made the rolls and butter from scratch.
All right.
People asked if I was working because they wanted my rolls. That's big. That is, that's a... Whew.
Listen.
Kingsport Cal, you just won.
If I wasn't spoken for, Kingsport Cal, with a child, and if my boyfriend wasn't watching this probably...
Is he watching? Hey, Nels.
I don't know. I'm going to have to distract him this week. The fact that you are telling me that you personally can make those, that would be a game changer. I'd be like, I could speak to anybody on the street, and if they were like, oh, we don't have, like, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I have no dreams, motivations. Right now I'm working at Texas Roadhouse. I'm the bread roll guy. I'd be like, you want to get married?
Are we done here? We're done here. 2 amazing super chats. One from Ranger Donna, who said, you guys want to see some shit, go to Denny's after midnight.
No.
Yeah. Really, that's a solid comment.
Do you know that Nils has a tattoo of the last time he ever ate at Denny's, the date, because he says he'll never go back, so he got it tattooed?
It's pretty smart. I'll say this. I've only eaten at Denny's twice.
What?
In my life.
We used to go after theater productions, and it was always like, I don't know why they always encourage that, because we'd go at like 2 a.m. after strike, and there would be like straight up.
We had this.
Like crackheads in there.
Oh, 100%. Hasbro24 says, pretty sure karaoke night at Applebee's is the reason my wife married me. Hey, eating good in the neighborhood, singing better in the neighborhood. Congratulations. I will say, in Pittsburgh, like I was talking to Amanda this the other day. I was like, I think I'm in love with breakfast burritos because we didn't have them in Pittsburgh when I was a kid.
Yeah, breakfast burritos are one of those things that if you grew up in South Africa and then you have breakfast burrito, you're like, what?
Yeah. Because, like, McDonald's brought the breakfast burrito on the menu somewhere in the mid-'90s, and I remember eating it and my grandpa being like, this isn't McDonald's. It's pancakes or Egg McMuffins, okay? We're not eating burritos. And I don't know why.
McDonald's burritos can suck my big toe.
Yeah, they're not very good.
You got to go to, like, a food truck.
But we had this place called King's Family Restaurant, and I think there was maybe, like, 4 or 5 of them in the Pittsburgh area. And then we also had this place called Eaton Park, okay? Now, Eaton Park, also a mini chain, like a Pittsburgh-only chain. They make these things called Smiley cookies. They're amazing. They're just a plain sugar cookie with a smile on them. Delicious. The food is fine. They have a breakfast buffet, which is awesome. They also have like a nighttime buffet, and also probably still have a smoking section in the restaurant, but I could be wrong with that.
It's tight.
If you went to, I got kicked out of an Eaton Park after midnight because it's open 24 hours for bringing beer and saying it was apple juice, and the waiter's like, it's clearly beer, dude. Gotta go. I was like, you're right. That's my bad. I'm like drunk.
Big giant thing of foam on top of it.
And my buddy was like, I just ordered the veal parm. I was like, you ordered veal parm at a 24-hour diner?
No.
Bad idea.
That is a bad idea.
Now, the other thing, King's, and none of these places had breakfast burritos on the menu. So when I got to California, oh my God, like breakfast burritos have changed my life.
Dude, they're everywhere too.
It's amazing.
Oh,
you got to go to Pico Pico Rica. It's on Magnolia and Kester.
Well, you know they like, you know how Eater rates them all.
Yes.
Everyone still continues to say that the best breakfast burrito is in Pasadena, and I've never had it.
It's I know the place.
Yes, it's like starts with a B or
Colin
something.
Morikawa talked about it. He's a professional golfer that won the PGA. He's like, my favorite food in the world is at this place in Pasadena. It's a breakfast burrito. I've yet to have it either.
I've never had it.
Yeah.
We
gotta go.
Pasadena's just so far, and I live like in the next city over, and I think it's far. You know.
Yeah, agreed.
It is far.
It's far.
It's like a different. I'm like, where are we still in California?
When you get to downtown Pasadena, you're like, I don't think I can leave here because everything is there. It's totally fine, and you feel like you're not anywhere that you've ever been before. It's kind of like perfect.
It is very weird.
Right?
It's like so close to LA.
They've got a playhouse, and they've got all these restaurants and shops, and everybody's walking around like, oh my God, this is amazing.
But it's just so like basic.
Yeah.
And like
we got
it's
a comedy
really,
club.
really like white over there.
Yep.
I need to stop using that as like a. It's basic. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm sorry.
No.
It has like a Banana Republic across from a Lululemon. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, you get it.
and like then there's
Next
like
to an
a
Apple
white
store.
Yes. And like a white barn or like one
Yeah.
of those
Home goods.
Yes.
But the expensive ones, so like
no,
Pottery
don't
Barn.
come
I
at
like
Home Goods.
Amanda lives for Home Goods. I like Home Goods.
Yeah, like a Pottery Barn, exactly.
Yes.
Or like a Crate and Barrel.
Correct.
West
yes. Mark Riley has a super Streamlabs.
Yeah, Streamlabs. Sammy Leon Mendoza here.
The legend.
And the legend. Hi, guys. On my way to get my J&J vaccine. Super nervous, but happy at the same time. Thank you guys for pushing me to get it done. I'm off work for the next 2 days, so I should be good.
Yes.
Sammy.
Go get it. Go get it, Sam.
Advice. What did you tell me? The best advice anyone gave me was drink Pedialyte like your life depends on it. Because for me personally,
Hydrate.
I was effed after the first one. I was so sick. I almost like passed out. Remember, I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
I was like laying on my kitchen floor. It was horrible. I was having like hot flashes.
Ken got it bad too.
But then
I
the
had a bad
second one,
Mark
the
too.
second one, I was like, I didn't want to feel that way because obviously I have horrible fears of throwing up. So I was like, I don't want to be that nauseous again. So the second one, I think the thing that saved me, because I had my moments, don't get me wrong, where I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sick. The Pedialyte, anytime I felt like a wave of something coming, whether it was a headache or just like, you can't escape the aches.
No.
It's not gonna, that's
The
not
sweats,
gonna go
the
away.
aches, all
The
that.
sweats and the aches, and you're gonna sleep like crap.
Yeah.
But the Pedialyte helped hydrate me so much where it helped with the headache and also gave me just enough energy that I didn't feel completely useless.
Yeah.
Like I still felt aware enough of what was going on, you know?
Totally. I mean, I drank so much water, so much Pedialyte, took Tylenol.
Take
all that
Tylenol
kind of
every
stuff.
6 hours, even if you feel great.
Totally.
Just for 24 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Here, do we have another
I
one?
got one last one
Hit it.
because we have to hit it for last night. Lucy, the legend.
Lucy
Redmond. Big one here. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Right.
Lucy.
For good vibes towards who, whatever is the reason y'all couldn't do the live show tonight. And number two, because I remember right, it goes towards the total goal at the end of the month. Good
Yes.
stuff. And may help reach the goal that might mean my husband can wear a GPA shirt to work.
Oh, the polo.
The polo.
Let's hit the goal real quick, Ikaika.
Yeah, this is a big
If we
one
get to that $5,000 goal, we already hit 4,000, so we're very close.
Yeah, we
We're at
hit 4,000.
4,098.
4,098, so we're very close. Golf show and golf polo. We recorded a Captain Learning yesterday because I was in the mood. After I saw that Eternals trailer, I was like, this deserves a Captain Learning. So we recorded it. We sent it off to Ikaika's buddy, who's an editor. We'll see how that comes back. But if we get to 7,500, we will do a weekly or maybe every other week Captain Learning. We want that to be home here on the channel because Ken, Mark, Riley, and I, that was our mountain talk, the zenith of Collider, and it was destroyed by people in white shoes who like Canada.
Gave up very fast.
Yeah,
Who like Canada? Oh.
from
How did that go
Canada.
right over my head?
Yeah.
Zoom.
I was like, who like Canada? What a specific thing.
I
I
love
was like,
Canada.
does anyone in white shoes who likes Canada?
Yeah.
I get it now.
I love Canada. I an amazing country. But one person from Canada. That's all. That he just destroyed the dreams that was Captain Learning.
I
Because
don't
that
know
could
what
have been.
you guys. I don't know what Captain Learning is. I don't think.
Do you want to play the
You're
commercial?
not aware of Captain Learning?
Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry.
And you can go to our merch store, which this is an advertisement.
Should I leave
for.
the audio so you
Was
can
this
hear
before
any?
my
Yeah.
time?
A
Please
little
say
bit.
yes. Please say
Ooh, we
yes.
got a
Leave,
super.
leave the audio so we can do a live commentary.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Captain Learning Channel,
Wait, I've
now
seen
sponsored by
this.
the Good Oh, yeah. People
Yeah.
Association. I'm General Knowledge, and I love shopping. I was recently called an influencer, and now the people at the Good People Association have stuff they want me to tell you to buy. The last time I bought something, though, it was a Ronco electric food dehydrator, and I never made real jerky. Sorry, Mom, I know it got caught in the dishwasher. The Good People Association doesn't sell jerky, though, however. They sell shirts, hats, beanies, hats, pins, and shirts, and soon guitar picks, stickers, and my mom's doily collection. The shirts and hats, I've been told, can cover your body if it's naked, which is good. I once saw a naked body once in a movie in a theater, and I told the manager after. His name was Dave. Dave is now my friend. How much is everything at the Good People Astro Appropriation? It ranges in price, just like thoughts on Thanos. Personally, I was confused by the purple snapping man. Why did he do that? Just so he could live in a hut on a mushroom planet without merch from the Good People Association? Also, Doctor Strange is also Sherlock Holmes, and so is Iron Man, and nobody ever talks about that. Or Watson. All he ever wanted to do was be a computer. Shirts and beanies are on sale at the merch store for a wonderful cost of $24.99. Don't get that price mixed up with the upcoming non-stop thriller film of the same name, $24.99, starring Kiefer Sutherland as an elderly Jack Bauer. Jack Bauer sees himself this time a year shy away from celebrating his centennial. In the film, he must travel back in time to save his younger self from being turned into a vampire by his evil twin brother,
Maybe this
Mac
is just
Bauer.
for us.
$24.99 has the Child tagline, likes it. "Time is
This
ticking."
is really well
Just like
edited.
that time
Yeah,
is
it's
ticking
Ikaika
to
Show,
get
the
these
legend.
limited edition merch items that will be sold out and gone forever. I love he's wearing the beanie. Thank you for listening to Captain Learning, your home for all merch orders and sales here at the Good People Association, especially shirts and beanies and hats.
There
You
you
guys,
go.
that's really good. Who wrote that?
We did
wrote that?
as
Yeah.
a company.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thanks.
I've seen the opening thing before. I've seen that little moon
Yeah.
man guy.
Yeah.
We had 3 back in the day. One was for Wolverine, one was for Snoke, and one was for King Arthur.
Right.
So
And we
I,
released them. And
but
then,
I don't think I realized it was like an actual segment.
yeah,
Yeah. We dropped it on the YouTubes
on Collider.
for
YouTube.
Collider.
And
And we all woke up in the morning. There was a text exchange. We were like, "This is it.
We did
is, Like this is.
this is the one that's
We're
gonna
gonna,
make us.
you know, I really believe that this is gonna go viral or something. We had very big plans. Yeah, the Collider audience did not like it.
Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
That's the type of thing that does really well though on like Instagram and TikTok though. You know, it's like a quicker, like it's snappier. You know, it's one of those things I feel like would do so good on socials because it needs to be shared because it's going to hit certain people
Correct.
for different reasons. So it needs to be shared in a different way because like that's how things go viral when they're like specific to a specific audience. Obviously, not everyone's going to understand the jokes in there. You know, but yeah, no, I think that's really well done, like well written, well edited.
Way to go.
Well
Tim.
hosted,
Well done.
well voiceovered.
Thank you.
We got a super chat in here. It says, Sinead, do you remember calling Mark Ellis a loser on Collider Movie Talk?
Yeah, because he'd never seen a movie in the Dolby Theater, which honestly was a really great experience seeing the movie in the Dolby Theater. I remember I saw Mad Max and I was pregnant and I didn't know it yet, and I almost threw up in the theater.
I saw Bad Boys for Life there.
And I was like, why am I so nauseous? This is awful. I was like, I hate this theater. Found out I was pregnant like 5 days later. I was like, oh, makes sense.
Hey,
Nailed
you were pregnant too when you went there, weren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a weird Dolby thing, huh?
Crazy. It's all knocked up.
Maybe we should stay away from the maybe that's what
got
got us pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michael Kalter just says, he throws in a super chat. Thank you so much. # Captain Learning. It's
Boom.
coming. It's coming straight for your
that's
ear holes
exciting.
and eyeballs. We're very excited about it. So let's hit that goal so we can make this a total reality and keep doing these. And we did one yesterday for so Mark does a voice, I do a voice, and Ken does a voice.
Nice.
So we can all do whatever. And
Yeah.
it was one of those days. Yeah. Hi.
Star Wars fan, huh?
Star Wars, man. Thank you all. Sinead, let's do some videos and make me smile when we can
Yay.
get out of here.
Close your eyes.
Ready? Every day she gets ready and wants to surprise Daddy. God, I hope Rosie loves me as
They're
much as this
closed.
little girl.
Oh, look at you. Come here, you.
This is like the sweetest video of all time. I mean, it gets me.
Come on.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah. Cute. Hey, Dad.
Oh,
Close your
okay, I'm ready.
eyes.
That's so
Whew,
sweet.
it's gonna get me. All right, let's go to the next one. Man, that's a good one. Watch this kid. Oh, and then
the
stops before
hell?
the bush. You watch that again. This kid's in the 7th grade. One-handed with a football.
Somebody signed that kid like now.
I know.
That's
Football.
amazing.
Unreal.
Have you ever watched MLB like bloopers?
Yes, they're the
Oh
best.
god, they're the best.
Anything blooper, sports related, or bloopers in general, I will consume.
It's usually like catching.
Yes.
It's like they think they're about to get it,
I know.
and then it lands like 10 feet just behind them. This is great. This is really good.
All right, what's next? All right. The cat's stuck.
Oh, that poor kitty.
I fell in this box, guys. Guys, I'm in this box.
How is that cat jumping up so fast?
It's insane.
It's what it looks like when Leia falls in the water.
Yeah.
She's like, "Ah."
That is so funny.
I think they need to do the Phil Collins dun 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 to this. We got one more, Keke?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this is Mark
Oh boy.
into the water.
Oh yeah, this is me. This is me a month ago. When he finally connects, that's me like yesterday.
It's another one I like looking up is like golf
Golf-
shots,
golf
golf
shanks.
bloopers,
Yeah.
and then also what's equally as fun is looking up the most rare golf shots ever in the world, like the best rare.
the flips.
Because there's one that the guy is literally on the other side of the freaking course, green, whatever you call it, and it goes,
Fairway,
it hits, and it just happens to hit a tree, and like the things that happens to that ball, and then it finally goes over to like the closer to the hole, and then hits this other tree, which changes the direction of it and allows it to go into the hole, and like everyone is just like,
What? Yeah.
Let's go.
It's
Yeah,
one of the most. Nils is like, there's no way, and I was like, just watch it, because I had just watched it before. But yeah, no, I like watching stuff like that, like crazy sports coincidences. Is so funny.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching the Positivity Report. We're here every single weekday. Are you here next Thursday? No. Yes.
I have no
Maybe.
idea.
All right.
Do you hear my stomach?
You got to get some food in there. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I saw something in the chat. I got to get to it. Somebody recommended a burrito place in friggin' Burbank. Okay, hold on. It's something like a corner cottage.
Riley's suspicious. He's like,
Hold on. Here we go. Corner Cottage in Burbank. Best breakfast burrito in town. Scott Douglas says that.
That sounds like a good name for a restaurant, too. The
Corner
Corner
Shop.
Cottage.
Where
Sign
is
me
it?
up.
To the Uber Eats.
I don't know. We've got to figure this out. Thank you all for watching. We're here every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Tomorrow on the show, Tiffany Smith will be here in studio. Very excited about it. Mark Ellis will not be on the show tomorrow. He's in Virginia with his family. So I posted a picture with his mom, Lynn, last night.
That's right.
Amazing. Having some red wine. The only person who will get Mark to drink wine, I guess, is his mom.
Mark's a wine guy.
Mark is a wine guy?
Yeah. That's how I really got to know Ellis. Was he made it over to my place once when I was just getting to know him. We got hammered on red wine watching the
Really?
Oscars. Oh yeah.
Mark Ellis, red wine guy.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Riley, remember that one time we saw each other at a theater and you thought I was Tiffany Smith?
Yeah, I remember that too.
I was like, hey, Tiff. And I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, Sinead. I was like, yes, it is I. It is I, Sinead. Also, Tiffany Smith was sitting right next to him, with the rest of the.
No, it was awful because I saw Tiffany and I went, "Hi, Tiffany."
Listen,
And then I saw you and went, "Hi,
you
Tiffany."
are one of like a bajillion people, especially when my hair is straightened. Yes, Tiffany Smith and I do look similar. There's something about our faces. I think it's our cheekbones.
Lovely
honestly.
people. Yeah.
Because I've been like, I don't see it. And then I would like look at certain pictures of her and I'd be like, is that me? So like I get it, especially when my hair is straight. But
It wasn't even that. It was just pure stupidity on my
high?
part. It was like Tiff. Oh, it just slipped out.
like into my eyes, like, hey Tiff. I was like,
Sorry, Sinead.
Sinead, we work together every day. It's not a big deal. No, it's fine.
Collider News, yo.
There are so many people that say that all the time.
that's
She's
amazing.
the doppelganger.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. We love you all so much. Remember, you choose positivity every single day. It's an active choice. Call somebody, text somebody, tell them you love them, tell them you care about them, tell them you're the cinnamon butter to their dinner roll. It matters. We love you, Sinead. We love Nils as well. Just notice stuff more. Nils, choose. The way easier to love than hate. Find the good. Also, Sinead did win that arm wrestling contest fair and square.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.